first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So, here it is. Myself, Anmol Thakur, PhD student in Department of Physics, IIT Kanpur, and I am going to solve problems from assignment 1, assignment 6 and assignment 10. So, from assignment 1, the question number 9 is, I will state the problem first. The problem says that a uniform long rod AB of length 6x weighing m is held horizontally by two strong vertical string at its two ends. So, I would like to draw the picture. Let us say this is question from assignment 1, question number 9, and it says that a uniform long rod AB of length 6x. It is a uniform rod length AB with a length of 6x meter, let us say that, is held horizontally by two strong vertical strings at its two ends. Let us say its ends A and its end B, and it is held by strong string. Let us say these are two strong string from the support. At a distance of a weight of m1 is hanging on the rod at a distance of 2x from end A. So, there is a weight of m1 which is hanging at a distance of 2x from end A, and another weight of m2 where m2 is greater than m1 is hanging at a distance x from end B. So, there is another weight, that is m2, which is hanging at a distance x from the end B, and it is given that m2 is greater than m1 from end B. The tension in the string at point B and A will be. So, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to find here the tension that will act here, that is tension at string B, that is denoted by TB, and tension at a string L, that is denoted by TA. So, we are supposed to find out. So, the question says that the question is what will be the tension in the string at A and P. So, how to solve this? What we will do? We will just simply use we know that the system is in equilibrium. So, we will generally balance the force and torque acting on the system. So, what we will do? We will first of all, we are going to draw the free body diagram of the system and then analyze the force and torques acting on the system. So, we are going to draw a free body diagram. Free body diagram of the system. So, this is my rod, massive rod. Its mass is acting downwards, mg. The tension is acting upwards, let us say TA, this is TB, and this is, there is a mass hanging, this is m1g, let us say I have written like that, and this is m2g. So, this is where we are doing, we are balancing that force, balancing the forces. So, we will just balance the force. What we are going to see here, that m1g, m2g and mg are acting downwards and TA and TB are acting upwards, and the system is in equilibrium. So, we can write as that m1g plus mg plus m2g is just TA plus TB. Let us say this is our equation number 1. Now, as given in the system that m2 is greater than m1, m2 is greater than m1. So, it is obvious that there is no rotation in the system. So, it is obvious that the m2 will try to pull the rod more than m1. So, if we are going to balance the torque in the system, so let us draw another diagram which shows that how to balance the torque. So, this was our originally rod, let me draw A and B, A and B, and we are going to find the torque at let us say point A. we are going to find the torque at point A. So, the force acting at point A is Ta, but since we are going to find the torque at point A, it will the torque due to tension at point A will be 0, because we know that T dot R, the torque is F cross R, and here R is 0. So, torque due to Ta at point A is 0. Now, we have to find out torque due to other forces acting on the system. So, this is m1g, and it is acting at a distance of 2x from the end A. Now, mg, it is acting at a distance of 3x, that is the center of the rod, and another torque that is due to mass m2g, which is acting at a distance of 5x from the point A. So, now equating torque at point A. Now, we will just equate the torque at point. We know that the system is kind of not rotating. So, the torque that is acting by m1g, m2g and mg, that is acting in the same direction, must be opposed by some another torque, and that is the torque due to the tension at point B, that is due to T2, which is acting at a distance of 6x, that is the length of the rod. So, how can we write this? This is like torque acting downwards, let us say m1g into 2x plus mg into 3x plus m2g into 5x. This must be equal to torque Tb into 6x. Since the system is not rotating, it must be balanced, and from here we can derive that Tb is given as, x generally cancels out, x cancels out from here, and Tb is given by m1g plus mg plus m2g divided by, sorry, m1 2m1g plus 3mg plus 5m2g divided by 6, and this is the expression for tension at point B. Let us say this is equation number 2. Now, by plugging value of Tb in equation number 1, we can find it easily, that we know that our Ta plus Tb was m1 plus m plus m2 g, and we have already calculated the value of Tb, which was our 2 m1g plus 3 mg plus 5 m2g divided by 6. So, from 1 and 2 we can say just Ta can be given as Ta is m1 plus m plus m2 into g minus Tb. It is a straightforward calculation, we can do it very easily. So, this was the answer, and it is option C of, sorry, option A of the assignment, option A of the assignment. So, what was the basic takeaway from this question was that whenever there is a system is in equilibrium, we are supposed to see what are the forces and torques acting on the system, and if the system is in equilibrium, then the total force and acting on the system must be, torque and force acting on the system must be balanced. So, let us move to another question. So, same assignment, again assignment number 1. Assignment 1, question number 10. Again this question is from the same concept, that we have to, the system is in equilibrium and we are supposed to balance the forces and torques acting on the system due to whatever external forces are. So, the problem states that a rigid wooden plank is 3 meter long, it is hinged at one end, underneath it a heavy wooden block of height 0.2 meter is kept, so that the plank rests on it at a point 1 meter from the hinge. So, draw the diagram first. So, the diagram is like this, there is a hinge, let us say this distance is given as 0.2 meter. This hinge is of 3 meter, out of which this is 1 meter and this is 2 meter. Okay. At the other end of the plank, a force F1 is applied, which is of 100 Newton. So, there is a force, let us say F1. A force F1 is applied. There is a negligible friction between the block and the plank. There is no friction. No friction between block and plank, and also the block and floor. So this, and also the block and floor. So the question says that what is the horizontal force F that should be applied on the block to keep the system in equilibrium? So question says that suppose we are applying a horizontal force here F. So what should be the minimum value of F so that the system remains in equilibrium? Now the point here is, you can see that if I should not have applied the force F, F1 tends to pull it downwards, and due to the normal acting by the normal acting here at this point, this block should tends to move other way. So again, the way we will find a solution is that again we will try to, first of all we will try to see the what is the free body diagram of the system. So solution is like this. We will generally draw the free body diagram. Free body diagram for both rod and the inclined hinge. So I am for block, let us say block. So this is block, a force F1 F which is acting it and pushing it, and due to that F1, due to that inclined hinge, there will be a normal acting here, that is N. And for that rod or F1 acting like this, let me, and there is a normal, there is this normal here. So this is the system, and this is the free body diagram of both the rod and the hinge. Now what is the problem remains, we have to find out the angle. So for finding angle, it is given that this is of 0.2 meter, this is of 1 meter. So let us call this angle theta. So we can write as sin theta is 0.2, which gives me cos theta is nearly equals to 0.98. We can find which is equals to under root 1 minus 0.2 whole square. Now for the block, let us say for the hinge it is like this, normal is acting here, F1 is acting here. So we know that since the system is not moving, so for balancing the force, let us say torque, we can say that at, let us say at the hinge point, I am denoting it by O. At the hinge point, there we will calculate the torque of the system, since the torque of the system is generally 0 at that point, since there is no, the system is in equilibrium. So I will take the component of the, this is theta, this is horizontal, so this will be my theta. So this will F1 cos theta acting parallel to N but in the opposite direction. So equating torque at the hinged point, that is hinged point, which in case is O. So torque will act due to the normal which is acting opposite to it, and F1 is trying to rotate this way, means F1 is trying to rotate it clockwise and N is trying to oppose the force. So we can, and we know that this is 1 meter and this is 2 meter. So we at point O, N into 1 is equal to F1 cos theta into 3. This is just like the torque due to the normal should balance the torque due to the force, the perpendicular component of the force, that is F1 cos theta. And from here we can calculate n, which is given by 3 F1 and cos theta is 0.98. So, this is nearly equal to 0.98 into 3, let us say 98 into 3 is 2.94. This is 2.94 times F1. So, this is the first equation. Normal is 2.94 times F1. Now, for the block, we see that it is pushed by normal like this. Let us say again draw the angle here. So, it is like this. This is theta and the normal is acting like this. So, this will be my theta. So, this is my n. So, for the block it seems like the component that is acting towards the, and there is a F that is acting on it. There is a force F that is applied on the block so that to keep the system in equilibrium. So, we can see from the diagram that the component of normal that is opposing the force is generally n sin theta. N sin theta should be equal to F. So, the question says that what should be the horizontal force F that should be applied on the block to keep the system in equilibrium. So, it means that the normal component, so this component is just, the system is in equilibrium. So, this component, the F minimum should be equal to n sin theta, and from our equation number 1 we know that the value of n is 2.94 times F1. So, my F will be 2.94 times F1 into sin theta, and previous slide we know that sin theta is 0.2. So, this will be my force F is 2.94 into 0.2 times F1, and this will be how much? This will be, let me calculate that, 294 into 2, this will come out to be 0.58. So, this is 0.58 times F1. So, this is the value of F, minimum F that is required to keep the system in equilibrium. So, this problem is solved. Now, we are moving to another question. Let us say we are moving to assignment number 6, question number 6 of assignment number 6. Assignment 6, question 6. The problem says that a rocket is launched in a uniform gravitational field. It accelerates by ejecting exhaust at constant relative speed of u. Assume that the rate at which the burnt fuel is exhausted is gamma times n. So, it says that, let me write it, the rate at which the burnt fuel exhausted is gamma times m, where m is the instantaneous mass of rocket and gamma is a constant. In addition to gravity, the rocket also experiences a retarding force of mBv. So, in addition to gravity, there is a retarding force. Generally, this is the air drag, we say, which is proportional to the velocity. The retarding force is m, b and v, is where b is a constant. Now, the question says that find the speed of the rocket as a function of time. So, find the speed of the rocket as a function of time. So, this is a variable mass problem. Rocket is always a variable mass problem. So, we will use the variable mass solution. We will use using the variable mass equation. We will use this equation to solve this, and the equation is like this: m times dv by dt is equal to dm by dt into u relative plus all external forces. So, in this case, we are given that dm by dt is nothing but gamma times m. And what are the external force acting on the system? F external. First of all, it is gravity, which is acting opposite to the speed of the rocket, and the second is a air drag, that is minus bmv given in the system. So, in this case our equation 1 will reduce to m times dv by dt is equals to gamma m u relative minus mg minus bmv, which means my m cancels from every part, and by little bit rearrangement I can write the equation as dv by dt plus b times v is equals to gamma times u minus g. Now, I have to solve this equation, which is to find the velocity as a function of time. So, how will I solve this equation? So, generally the solution of such equation is given by complementary solution plus particular solution. So, how will I find the complementary solution? So, for complementary solution, you can write dv by dt plus b times v is equals to 0, which gives me dv by dt equals to minus bv, which is dv by v is minus b times t, and I can integrate over it dv by v equals to, b, this is minus b dt, in fact minus b dt. So, it is minus b dt, I will integrate over time, and this will be my, let us say this will be my v, ln v is minus b times t, and my v is given by let us say some constant times e to the power minus b t. So, this is my complementary solution. Now, the particular solution. What will be the particular solution? The particular solution depends on the right hand side, that is the what kind of right hand side I am having, but in our case it is dv by dt, our equation is dv by dt plus b times v is gamma u minus g. So, this is as a constant, this is the right hand side is a constant as compared to the left hand side, it is neither a function of t nor a function of v. So, in this case the obvious case, this right hand side is a constant, we take the particular solution as some constant, let us say c, and put it back in the equation, and we get that dv by dt is 0, we get b times c is gamma u minus g, which gives me c is gamma u minus g by b. So, my solution will be, this is my particular integral, particular solution, let us say. So, my solution is complementary solution plus particular solution, which is a times e to the power minus b t plus gamma times u minus g by b. This is velocity at time t. Now, this is the solution, but still I need to find the constant a appearing here. So, how will I find the constant a? But I will use the initial condition that at any time, let us say at a starting point, go to the starting point at time t equal to 0, the velocity should be 0, because there is no velocity at t equal to 0. So, let us put it back, and we get it as a is given by minus of gamma u minus g by b from equation let us say 2, and putting it back we will get that v of any time t is given by gamma u minus g by b to 1 minus e to the power minus b t. So, this is the solution. This is the velocity as a function of time t for the rocket, and this is the answer. Now, last question which I will like to solve is from assignment, recent assignment, assignment 10. Question number 2, and the question says that a rigid rod of length L and mass m is pivoted at one end and is oscillating in vertical plane. So, let us say a rigid rod, this is a rigid rod of mass, let us say m, and length L is pivoted at some point and it is kind of oscillating. We have to find out the frequency of small oscillations. What we have to find out? Find the frequency of a small oscillation of the rod. So, this question it can be taken care of by using the angular momentum torque equation. Means just like in our linear case, means when we know that F is m times a. So, for rotating system, F is replaced by tau, m is replaced by moment of inertia and a is replaced by angular acceleration. So, we will use this equation, net torque on the system must be equal to moment of inertia times angular acceleration. So, in this case, what is the angular acceleration? We have to first of all find out what is the net torque acting on the system. So, just draw the diagram little bit more carefully. This is my just support, let us say this is my rod. We know that its center of mass will lie somewhere here and the force of mg will act here. The length from here to here is L by 2 and let us suppose that it oscillates making an angle theta. So, at any point of time the torque acting by the system is mg times the perpendicular distance, that is mg times this distance. So, the net torque acting is given by mg into L by 2 sin theta. This is the net torque acting by the system due to its own mass. This is mg L by 2 sin theta. This is the net torque, let us say tau. Now, and since it is oscillating, so theta must be changing. So, here instead of for our general case, that is when we solve it in let us suppose that for f equals to ma, a is given by d2x by dt square. In this case, my angular acceleration, alpha is angular acceleration is given by d2 times theta by dt square, which I can write as theta double dot. Now, what is the moment of inertia of the rod from the hinged point? Let us say I have hinged this point here. So, what will be the moment of inertia of a long rod L from its hinged point? So, we will calculate it. I know you know the formula. Let us suppose that I am having a rod of length L and I want to know the moment of inertia at from point A of the rod. This is L and its mass is m. So, moment of inertia of rod at point A is given by what? We have to find it out, I A, let us say I A. So, suppose that at distance x we take a small element dx and we know that let us say di, that is a small moment of inertia due to that small mass is given as dm times x square. And what is my dm? Since I suppose that the mass is uniformly distributed in the rod, so I can write it as mass times L is dm times dx. It is well distributed in the length of the rod, and from here I can write dm is given by m by L times dx. So, my di is nothing but m by L times x square dx. So, if I like calculate the total moment of inertia I, which is nothing but d times I, is m by L x square dx, and my limit will go, x goes from 0 to L. So, this will go from 0 to L, which is nothing but m by L into L cube by 3, which is equals to m L square by 3. So, I at point A. So, I just evaluated the moment of inertia of the rod from the pivoted point, from where it is hanging. So, we will just use this equation, let us say equation number 1. I will put this value in equation number 1, and I will get my final answer as m L square by 3 times theta double dot is equals to minus times m g L by 2 sin theta. Why this minus? So, this minus is because the acceleration and the torque are in their, they are opposing each other, means they are in the opposite directions. So, due to them this minus is appearing here. Now, for smaller angles, let us say for smaller oscillations, sin theta is nearly equals to theta. So, this gives me m L square by 3 times theta double dot is minus m g L by 2 sin theta, which gives me theta double dot plus 3 g by 2 L theta equal to 0. We have just put theta, sin theta, nearly sin theta goes to theta for a small theta, and similarly cos theta goes as 1 for a small theta. I will just write it for future references, and from here my omega is nothing but 3 g by 2 L. So, this is the frequency of smaller oscillations for the system, and this is over. So, I have solved 4 problems from assignment 1 from 2 from assignment 1, 1 from assignment 6 and 1 from assignment 10. Thank you.